Helen has gotten an earful the last couple of weeks because well, Chris can be cool or whatever that is. So, to start off tonight, I guess Helen has prepared a list of items that were pretty broad to talk about tonight, but I mostly wanted to make sure that we got to questions, if you guys had questions. And every one of us here is a different gardening desire, where some of us want to get down and dig in the dirt and things like that, and other people, want to plant something and let it grow by itself. And so I think it'd be good throughout the night, would help our discussion if I understand where we all are, as far as how much depth you want to go into, and what sorts of gardening you want to talk about. We do have Brother Everett, who's been so kind to come, and he'll tell us a little bit about how he gets his lawn looking so marvelous. And we're also going to talk about pruning trees and spraying trees. And a little bit of discussion about perennials, which ones work best for our area here. But mostly just be thinking questions, things that you run into in your own yard that you're just dying to know. And if one of us here doesn't know the answer, then we always direct you to the Extension website, which, as you can tell, has a ton of information about gardening, and also there's the Master Gardener desk that you can call and get on-the-spot diagnosis of things that are going on. Either you bring in your sample of your plant or a piece of your turf, piece of your grass, and they'll diagnose it for you and call you back and let you know what's going on. So it's a really handy resource. The extension is just incredible. On top of that, they also offer classes. So if you're interested in learning more in depth and actually taking perhaps a hands-on fruit tree pruning class, which is really the only way that you learn fruit tree pruning. It's the only way you learn how is actually being there and seeing. We're going to do a couple exercises on paper, and maybe we'll take a walk out in Helen's garden. She's been so kind to allow us to come in.
I was like, sure. And then today I realized, I was walking around, I'm like, I don't know if everyone wants to see my garden.
Thank you so much. So with that, I think the first thing on the list was the turf. And Brother Everett, if you'd like to go ahead.
I've got some handouts to give everybody when I'm finished. I appreciate the fact that people think I have a nice lawn. That makes me feel good. As you probably know, maybe you don't know, a nice lawn is a lot of work. It looks simple, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of work. And with that said, we'll get into the subject.
Trust these out so I can look at them while you're doing it?
No.
Okay.
As you know, most people read. They should be listening. But anyway, lawn care and weed prevention is what they asked you to talk about tonight. And what I decided to do was just make an outline out of what I do on my lawn. And I'm not saying my lawn is perfect or anything else, but that's all I know how to do is what I do.
But his lawn is pretty darn thick.
It's
really lush.
It's thick. But I've also had a lot of experience in our home in Midvale, where we moved right after we were married and spent about 45 years. I had a garden and I had a lawn and I worked a lot at both of them. And was able over the years to get the experience and the knowledge to have a good lawn. So the first thing that you start out with your lawn after it's planted and established is to fertilize it. And I use the granulated fertilizer, and I use the 4-step program. And I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's through the IFA here in American Fork, or Stotts has the 4-step program also. And step one is the use of the fertilizer that controls your crabgrass and spurge, and that's 2338. And you apply that between March 15th and April 30th. So right now is the time to apply that. Step one, and my son put it on my grass today. So I'm right in line with that. Step two is the wheat and feed, which is the 20, 10, and 5, which you apply between April 30th and June 1st. So that starts your grass growing and root development and so forth. And then the step 3 is the summer blend with iron, which is not quite as strong a fertilizer as far as growth is concerned, but more in the nitrogen to clean it up. So the hotter part of the summer, you need something to clean the grass up. Then they have the fall blend, which is with iron, which you apply between September 1st and October 31st, which lays on the grass throughout the winter. And then when the spring comes, the early spring, why then, with the moisture, it goes down in the grass and starts off with a good growth in the spring. So those are the 4 steps that I use. The ingredients of those fertilizers are nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium. And those chemicals stimulate the growth, color, and density of the grass. You should follow the instructions on the fertilizer package as far as settings on your drop spreader, whatever spreader type that you use. I use the drop spreader. They have the one that you crank and throws it out, but I like the drop spreader. It puts it on more evenly, and you don't miss as many spots.
Is that when it drops like around, like the bottom of it's just a long slice?
And you just walk behind it, push it along.
You also, when you buy a drop spreader, if you don't have one already, you want to watch out because some of them make their drop spreaders to go coordinate with their fertilizers. And they only list on the back of the bag the settings for that particular drop spreader. So sometimes you're locked into buying 2 products. So pay attention to which one you're buying. Because you can get around it, but you have to look a little harder.
Most of the time, they'll list the Scots. I have
Yes.
a Scotch spreader.
Yeah, and Scott's is a different formulation. Like if you buy a Nature's Way wagon spreader, then you're out of luck with the Scott's bag. Because it won't tell you how much to spread.
The Scots, on this IFA, they list the Scots there too,
Yeah.
so it's a pretty.
That's good. I think these are cheaper, aren't they? Cheaper than the Scott fertilizer. I calculated it last.
Yes, it is. The IFA is a little cheaper than the Scots. It
Yeah,
comes in a
bigger
50
bag.
pound.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Scots comes in a 25. So we have quite a large lot. We have a third of an acre. So it takes the 50 pound to do ours. Now, it may be a little bit too much, but I'm in the old school, a little bit more is better. Once in a while, it's a little burn, but most of the time it works out. But on these numbers, I want to mention to you, the first number is the nitrogen. That's generally the large number. The second number is the phosphate, and the third number is the potassium. And it has the breakdown on the bag as far as saying what that does. The IFA in American Fork carries this fertilizer. It's across the street where Sears used to be. That's where it's located. If you don't watch the sign, you'll miss it because it's up behind some businesses there.
It's behind Paul Howell's paint. American State.
Trade south where this is closed.
Some people use they hire to have their lawn fertilized. You see these trucks run around with big tanks on them, and they spray it with the liquid fertilizer. I tried that a few years ago after my accident when I wasn't able to fertilize myself, and I didn't like it. A couple of reasons. They walk so fast, and they don't really seem to follow much of a pattern. They miss places. And then secondly, they don't get much fertilizer on the grass. And being liquid, the next time you cut the grass, you cut up all the fertilizer. So it only lasts probably 2 or 3 weeks, really, where the granulated